Yeah, that's the fire alarm.
Today I'm sharing the recipe for our famous pecan pie that we sold thousands and
All
thousands
right,
of.
for pecan pie, I know this step seems silly, but it's essential. I used to do this in massive bowls over and over and over again, and I tried to skip it a couple times because it's not the most, I don't know, it's fine, but it feels stupid. And let me tell you, they didn't turn out the same, so it matters. So this is 4 ounces of sugar, 3 ounces of brown sugar, and a quarter of a tablespoon of salt. You could do a slightly rounded teaspoon. No, that's wrong. For half, so I've got 4 ounces of sugar, 3 ounces of brown sugar, and a quarter of a tablespoon of salt, which is a little easy, difficult. Why can't I say that? Or sometimes a little weird to measure. I know my measuring spoons don't come with a quarter tablespoon, so you can just do a scant teaspoon. Honestly, the salt's super important though, and it's what kind of cuts the sweetness. Pecan pie can be overly sweet and not that enjoyable to eat. And so the salt, it's key. I also use salted butter. So anyway, the thing that seems stupid, hand massage, hand, not with a mixer. I had to do it by hand. Your brown sugar and your sugar together and add the salt to where they are one cohesive looking mix. It just matters. It does. All right, to this, you're just gonna add an ounce or 2 tablespoons of melted butter and 3 eggs that you have whisked really well. We don't want any chunks of egg in this. And we're just gonna whisk this together. Add about a teaspoon of vanilla. Should you wanna mix this really well, we're not dissolving the sugars totally, but we're dissolving them some. We're getting them very well mixed together. Honestly, pecan pie, it's an egg sugar pie. That's all it is. 3 kinds of sugar and eggs. A little salt and butter. And pecans. All right, once you have your eggs and sugars combined, we're gonna add 1.5 cups of light corn syrup. Back when Splenda first came out, a long time ago, the commercial said like bakes just like sugar this, just like sugar that. And so people came into the bakery not understanding. They were like, I want pecan pie, just make it with Splenda. And like, it doesn't even come in these many forms. Like, no. And you can, but it's not the same. Anyway, neither here nor there. Live people, that will probably be cut from the video. I talk a lot. You'd be shocked at how much I edit out. And guys, that's it. How simple of a pie is that to throw together? And especially as a Texas girl, I mean, this is a must-have Thanksgiving and Christmas. And like I said, it is the one we sold the absolute most of. It was ridiculous. Yes, I know. I'm using a store-bought pie crust. You use what you enjoy making. This is what I like to do. Do I know how to make pie crust? Yes. Have I made thousands upon thousands? Yes. We'll be happy to never make another one. Also, yes. So this makes me happy to do. Make your own by all means, if that brings you joy. You do want it to be frozen to have kind of the best outcome here. And I also like to cook it on a baking sheet. Add however many pecan halves you like. That's a cup. I think I normally do about 1.25 cups. We had a specific cup at the bakery that we measured them out with. You basically just don't want to see the bottom. These are going to rise up and make one layer along the top. Obviously, the top is bigger than the bottom, so you need a few more on the bottom just so they rise, you have a solid layer. If you prefer pecan pieces, which are definitely easier to cut, I just think that this is pretty for presentation. So whatever's important to you or whatever you have on hand. Now I also want to tell you about a couple fun variations that we always did. We always offered a chocolate pecan as well. So at this point, you would just sprinkle chocolate chips, a whole bunch of them in here. And then at the end, you kind of drizzle it with chocolate. And then someone came to work for us who was like, I have a great idea, we should do this. And he was right. Scrap the pecans all together and instead do walnuts and cranberries. They can be frozen or fresh cranberries. And you have a cranberry walnut pie. And it has that gel of the bottom because it's the exact same filling. Super fun. So it's also a nice way if you're like gifting pies and you have a bunch of varieties. One mix, one recipe, you could easily triple it. We used to do it times like 20. And then make multiple pies. So always think outside the box when you're doing pies. Pour this over. Your pecans will float up. My mom owned the bakery, if you guys didn't catch that earlier, but she never wanted to like skimp people. So she always had a habit of overfilling her pies to make sure that they got everything that they possibly could. So you may be like, that's way more. I can't get that much in my pie. Then don't. I have a little bit left over too. And these also, you can buy mini pie shells and just put chopped up pecans and have like pecan tarts. It's a fabulous, fabulous recipe. And it's the first time I've ever shared it. I'm glad for you guys to try it. So he's gonna go into an oven until he's done. How long? I don't know. He's gonna jiggle. I'll show you the jiggle. And it's all about the right amount of jiggle. Too much jiggle, and he's gonna be raw. Too little jiggle, and he's going to be too firm and overbaked. So we're gonna get it just right. Kidding me? Never in all the years of baking have I ever had anything like this. It has to be high altitude something. I'm sorry. What? When I pulled it out of the oven, it was just boiling out. I'm so confused. But seriously, what is happening? I could cry. I'm so confused. This is beyond my baking knowledge. Here's what I know though, that's too liquidy. That's not done. It needs to cook more. Why is it boiling over? It's just getting worse. Oh, there's actual fire now. I left pecan pie sitting in the oven that's been turned off for a while now. And it is sitting there boiling. The thing I know about pecan pie is it's a lot like candy. So it has to boil to reach a certain temperature or something. The only difference, like the recipe's right, the only difference is the 8,000 feet in elevation. I really am. I had a guy ask, he's like, can I buy like 30 pies from you to give to clients? And I said, no, because of this. Like it's not commercial kitchen. I was so excited to give the pecan pie recipe though, because it's our top seller. It's amazing.
This is what yours will look like in the oven. And then this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. Gorgeous, perfect, delicious, I promise.